So we will start with projectile motion. Let's understand what is this projectile motion. है ना, सबसे पहले देखते हैं projectile motion के कुछ examples. Suppose you are standing on a ground, you throw a ball, and you will see the path of ball something like this. This is one example of projectile motion. Similarly, because you are projecting something, है ना, आप किसी बॉल को प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो अगर फ्रीली प्रोजेक्ट कर दिया जाए in presence of gravity, then such a motion is projectile motion. Similarly, if you are at a certain height and from there you throw a ball in any direction, whether it is horizontal, you may throw it like that, you may throw upward, all of these paths are a projectile motion. So basically, a motion in 2D, a motion in 2D under gravity is a projectile motion. So a projectile motion is a motion in 2 dimension under gravity. A very special case was this, motion in 1 dimension and motion under gravity was this, and this we have already done. So all of these are also motion under gravity, but they are motion in 2 dimension, and such a motion we call projectile motion. Okay, so I hope you have understood what do we mean by projectile motion. Now, what is the name we give to this projectile motion? This projectile motion is called oblique projectile motion. Oblique projectile motion. Why it is called oblique projectile motion? Because we are throwing the ball obliquely between x-axis and y-axis. So such a line is called oblique line. Yes. So you are sending it obliquely, and hence it is called oblique projectile motion. And this one also has a very special name, and this we will call as horizontal projectile motion. Why we call it horizontal projectile motion? Because this projectile motion is a projectile motion in which we throw the ball horizontally. Simple as that. So we will have two different types of projectile motions. Yes, we will be dealing with all these methods of analysis of projectile motion also. Actually, single method of analysis will be applicable for all of them also. So we will deal with them one by one. So let's start with this oblique projectile motion. Okay. So first we will start with oblique projectile. In this, हमारे पास एक surface है, and we throw an object at an angle theta and with speed u at an angle theta. So it will follow this kind of path. So we are interested in finding a few important things regarding this. First, we are interested in finding range. This distance is called range. The maximum horizontal distance traveled by the projectile is called range. The maximum height reached during the motion of a projectile is called maximum height. This we are going to find. And the time of flight, this capital T is what we call time of flight. Total time taken by the body in moving from a starting point to the final point is called time of flight. In that we can have two different times. The one in reaching from I to the maximum height is called time of ascent, and the one in reaching from maximum height to the final point is called time of descent. Yes, so all of these we will be finding one by one, but I have introduced you here with the important terms like maximum height, horizontal range, initial velocity, time of ascent, time of descent, and time of flight. Most important of them are R, H, and T. This we will be finding. But how to analyze the projectile motions or in general any two-dimensional motion with constant acceleration. So if you see the nature of this motion, this will be a two-dimensional motion with constant acceleration. So where is the acceleration? In which direction we have an acceleration in this case? The direction of acceleration is downward. When body is thrown in the air, the only force it is experiencing is the gravitational force in downward direction, assuming buoyant force of air to be zero, assuming the force of resistance of air to be zero. So all the ideal conditions we are assuming. So this will be true only when we have a completely vacuum environment, but we will assume these to be true. Under this case, only one force which acts on body is mg, and the acceleration which it produces is minus g. Why minus g? Because it is in downward direction. So I hope this much is clear to everyone, that these are the only assumptions of projectile motion. So no need to go in that detail. So we will be assuming only the ideal condition of projectile motion. So how we will analyze? Let's understand. So first what we do, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इसमें हम लोग एक इस तरह का टेबल बनाएंगे, ठीक है. मोशन इन टू डायमेंशन जब भी होगा विद कांस्टेंट एक्सेलरेशन, वी विल डू लाइक दिस. And in this we want to write separately for x and separately for y. Okay, separately for x and separately for y. Okay, here you want to write u a u a. So here it is ux, it is ax, it is ui, it is ay. Okay, so I will erase these, make a simple diagram again so that we may analyze these things. We are taking our x-axis and y-axis like this. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. So this is the kind of motion we have. This is the initial velocity, this is angle theta. Here we have the components of u. U in this direction comes out to be u cos theta, and u, the component of u in this direction, comes out to be u sin theta. Okay, so u cos theta and u sin theta. So can you guess what is ux, initial velocity in its direction? That is u cos theta. Okay, what is ax? Okay, before ax, let's write ui first. Ui is u sin theta. Okay, now what is the direction of acceleration on it? Only acceleration is g, downward direction. So we will write ay as minus g and ax as 0. So ये इस तरह के motion का हमको analysis करना है. Once we know all these quantities, it will be easier for us to analyze the motion. So I hope you have understood this. The rest we will see. Just copy this much. So I hope you have copied this much, and now let's move to analyze things. Okay, अगर हम लोग को टाइम ऑफ एसेंट निकालना है ना, यहां से यहां तक जाने का टाइम, तो इस पॉइंट के बारे में कुछ स्पेशल चीजें हैं वो हमें पता होनी चाहिए. वी शुड नो व्हाट इज स्पेशल अबाउट दिस पॉइंट. तो क्या है स्पेशल इस पॉइंट के अबाउट? अगर आप देखें ध्यान से, तो यहां से यहां तक पार्टिकल ऊपर जा रहा था और उसके बाद इट स्टार्ट्स फॉलिंग डाउन. So why it was going up? Because one component of its velocity is in upward direction. Okay, so what will happen to that velocity at this point? So that velocity will become 0. This component, the component of velocity in y direction, will become 0 here. Why? See, देखिए ध्यान से, तो हमारे पास एक velocity है ऊपर की ओर and acceleration है नीचे. If velocity and acceleration are in opposite direction, then what happens? They start decreasing. The speed of the body starts decreasing. So u sin theta goes on decreasing, and that's why you see it goes on decreasing, and at this point, at the highest point, the speed in y direction becomes 0, है ना. पूरा speed 0 नहीं होगा. If someone asks you in projectile motion at the highest point velocity of the body becomes 0, no, it does not become 0. Only velocity in y direction becomes 0. velocity in x direction remains same as equal to u cos theta. How do we know that it will remain u cos theta? So let's understand that. So first of all, we will apply Vx equals to ux plus axt. है ना? Motion in two dimension or equations of motion in two dimension, we have already studied this. So Vx equals to ux plus axt. Vx कितना हो रहा है हम लोग को नहीं मालूम, ux कितना है हम लोग को मालूम है u cos थीटा, ax कितना है 0, टाइम कितना कुछ भी रख दो, Vx comes out to be u cos theta. Vx comes out to be how much? Vx comes out to be u cos theta. मतलब हमेशा in projectile motion component of velocity along x will remain u cos theta. So this is a universal fact. From now onwards you will remember that the component of velocity in x direction will always remain constant in projectile motion. But y direction, the velocity is going to change and this will become 0 at maximum height. So this is one point. Next point, we are trying to find this time of ascent. How do we find the time of ascent? At this time, uy becomes 0. So, or vy I should write, vy, because what is happening? This is initial. For initial we are representing u, and for final or for any other time we are representing with v. So vy is 0. So let's write the similar equation for y. We will write vy equals to ui plus ayt. Okay. अब हम लोग वहां से ये वैल्यूज पुट कर लेंगे क्योंकि इस पॉइंट पे वेलोसिटी ऑफ y 0 है, इक्वल्स टू ui कितना था u sin थीटा माइनस ay कितना है g इंटू टाइम t. किस टाइम पे ऐसा हुआ है? तो velocity of y has become 0 when time is equal to time of ascent. तो ta लिखना जरूरी है. Then from here if you solve you can get a ta to be equal to u sin theta upon g, है ना? तो टाइम ऑफ एसेंट हमने निकाल लिया. So I hope it is clear to everyone. अब once यहाँ का बात चल ही रहा है तो हम लोग ये भी कर सकते हैं कि ये हाइट निकाल लें, है ना? उसके बाद हम लोग वहां पे टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट और रेंज पे पहुंचेंगे. तो ये हाइट कैसे निकालेंगे आप सोचिए, उससे पहले ये कॉपी कर लीजिए. Okay, so I hope you have copied this. Now let's derive for maximum height. Let's derive for maximum height. So maximum height, if you see in the diagram, we can derive it by two methods. This is the maximum height. Yes or no? So basically, when the object is moving from this point to this point, it is having this much of displacement. This is the delta r. Yes or no? Now it has two components. One is x component and the other one is y component. This displacement has two components. One is delta x and the other one is delta y. So when the particle reaches up to this point, the delta y is equal to maximum height. We know at what time it is reaching here, so we can find delta y using the equation delta y equals to uit plus half ayt square. Delta y we can write for the time which we are going to put. We will put the time of ascent, which is equal to u sin theta upon g, or u sin theta is also ui upon g. You may remember it both the ways, ui upon g or u sin theta upon g. So delta y is maximum height, which is equal to ui. We will continue with ui for now, and later we will put the value ui equal to u sin theta. So ui into time we can put as ui upon g minus half ay is g. Here we have got this minus because ay is minus g. So minus half g into t square is nothing but ui square upon g. So this much we have done, and then you see you have g square here, 1g cancel out. Here you get u square upon g, sorry, uy square upon g minus uy square upon 2g. So basically when you subtract, you get uy square upon 2g. So this is the answer you get, the maximum height. And now if you want, you may put the value ui here, u sine theta. So you get u square sine square theta upon 2g. This is the maximum height. You have to remember both the formula. ये भी आपको याद रखना है ui square by 2g, और ये भी आपको याद रखना है u square sin square theta upon 2g. Both the formula you have to remember. So maximum height का हमने एक derivation किया. We could have done this derivation without the help of time of ascent. Here we just found time of ascent, that's why I used time of ascent to derive h, है ना. अभी तुरंत उसको derive किया तो उसको use करके निकाल लिया. बट अगर टाइम ऑफ एसेंट नहीं भी निकालेंगे तो एक लाइन में मैक्सिमम हाइट निकालने का एक दूसरा तरीका भी है. और वो क्या है तरीका, वो देखेंगे. इसको पहले कॉपी करिए, है ना, उसको यहां पे देख लेते हैं. दूसरा मेथड जो है h को डिराइव करने का, वो यहां देख लेते हैं. एक ही लाइन का है. हम लोग इस पॉइंट में जानते हैं vy 0 है. So we can use this equation vy square equals to uy square plus 2a delta y. तो अगर वहां पे vy 0 करेंगे तो वो डेल्टा y यही डेल्टा y होगा और वो h के बराबर हो जाएगा. तो और a y हमको रखना है तो वो माइनस जी आएगा. तो 0 इक्वल्स टू uy स्क्वायर माइनस 2g इंटू डेल्टा y को हम लोग h लिख लेंगे, एंड h कम्स आउट टू बी uy स्क्वायर अपॉन 2g. बिल्कुल वही जो वहां पे हम लोगों ने इतनी मेहनत के बाद निकाला था, बिल्कुल वही हम लोगों ने दो लाइन में भी निकाल लिया. तो uy स्क्वायर अपॉन 2g, और अगर uy का वैल्यू हम u sin थीटा पुट कर देंगे तो फिर से वही आ जाएगा u स्क्वायर sin स्क्वायर थीटा अपॉन 2g. सो आई होप आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. जस्ट कॉपी दिस. So I hope you have copied up to this. So now what we do, we will start for the derivation of time of flight. We'll do what? Derivation of. So derivation of time of flight. How we will do that? Let's understand. So for a time of flight, the particle has to come up to this point. Yes or no? And if particle comes up to this point, what is special about this point? Like we found that at this point vy is equal to 0, but at this point what is 0? What is special? So if you see, the displacement of the particle from initial to final is only along x-axis. Yes or no? If we take initial point as this and final point as this, the total displacement is only along x. So this is delta r, and this delta r is completely along x. If it is completely along x, it means delta y must be 0 at f. For all other points, if you draw delta r like this delta r, there is delta x as well as delta y. For this point also, if you draw delta r, there is delta x and delta y. But for these two pairs of points, delta r is exclusively along x, and hence delta y is 0. And if delta y is 0, then we can use this equation uit plus half ayt square equals to delta y or 0. Yes or no? Delta y is nothing but uit plus half ayt square. So we will not put the values here, only we will put the value of ay. So t comes common, we get ui minus g by 2 t equals to 0. So either t is equals to 0 or t comes out to be, if you solve this, it will come out to be 2 ui upon g. 2 ui upon g. Yeah, this time is time of flight. This time cannot be time of flight. Time of flight cannot be 0. So this must be the time of flight. But now the question is, why this equation is giving us two solutions? We wanted this time, but it has given us this time also. Why? Because at this time also delta y is 0. At this time, so delta y is also 0, delta x is also 0. So this time will always give us delta y 0. So that t equal to 0 is corresponding to the initial point, but 2i upon g is corresponding to the final point, जो कि time of flight है. So time of flight हमारे पास आता है 2ui by g, which we can also write as 2u sin theta upon g. है ना? अगर आपने एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज नोटिस करी, तो दिस इज डबल ऑफ टाइम ऑफ एसेंट. दिस इज डबल ऑफ टाइम ऑफ एसेंट. मतलब यहां से यहां जाने में जितना समय लगता है, यहां से यहां आने में उसका डबल टाइम लगता है. सो इट मींस व्हाट? दिस इज टाइम ऑफ एसेंट एंड इक्वल इज द टाइम ऑफ डिसेंट, सो दैट this double becomes time of flight. Basically your time of flight is nothing but time of ascent plus time of descent, and both are must be equal, then only double of time of ascent will give us time of flight. So this was time of flight. Please copy this. Now we will start with the derivation of horizontal range. Okay, so I hope you have written this. Now let's move. And that we are coming to the derivation of last important quantity which we talked earlier. And the last important quantity is the horizontal range. This horizontal range. As you can see, this horizontal range is nothing but the displacement in x only. Yes, because we have in this case only displacement along x. So what we can write delta x as? Delta x is equals to nothing but uxt plus half ax t square. So delta x you can write as r if you put time as equal to time of flight. So it will be ux into time of flight, which is 2ui upon g minus half into ax is 0, or sorry, plus half into 0 into t square. So ax is 0, this entire terms becomes 0. So maximum range comes out to be 2ux ui upon g. So this you can remember, or you may also write it as ux equals to u cos theta and ui equals to u sin theta. So you multiply these and you get 2 into u square sin theta into cos theta sin theta into cos theta upon g. So this is what we get. But yes, you can simplify this expression further. U square sin theta 2 into sin theta cos theta. Those who are from maths background, they know that 2 into sin theta cos theta is nothing but sin 2 theta. Yes. So if it is 2 into sin theta cos theta equals to sin 2 theta, if we put that, then r comes out to be u square sin 2 theta upon g. So this is also another expression for r. You may remember this formula and this formula so that it is easier for you to solve the numericals. So I hope you have understood up to this. Please copy this, then we will proceed. Okay, so I hope you have written. Now we have derived all the important quantities which we had to derive, and now we will see some special cases, some variations in the quantities with angle, because we have got so many angle dependence equation. Yes, so let's write them all together. The most important of them are H, R and P. Yes. So what you can write, how can you write them? Many students find it very difficult to remember. So there is one technique. You simply write u sin theta upon g. Then you write u sin theta upon g. then you write u sin theta upon g. All of these expressions have u sin theta upon g. Here what you do, here you have two squares and 2 being multiplied. Here you have 1 square, 1 2 being multiplied, and here you have only 1 2 being multiplied. That's it. By this you can remember the entire formula HRT. So if you forget in exam, you simply write u sin theta upon g, u sin theta upon g, u sin theta upon g in this equation, in this sequence HRT ऐसा करके लिख लेंगे. 2 स्क्वायर 1 मल्टीप्लाई, 1 स्क्वायर 1 मल्टीप्लाई, और यहाँ पे केवल 1 मल्टीप्लाई. ठीक है, एंड दैट्स इट, कंप्लीट. सो ये हो गया हम लोग का HRT पूरा पूरा कंप्लीट. हम लोग को मतलब याद रहेगा ये. अब हम लोग इसके स्पेशल केसेस को देखेंगे कि ये कैसे वेरी करता है विद थीटा. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दिस. अगर हम इसमें थीटा बढ़ाएंगे, इफ थीटा इंक्रीजेस फ्रॉम 0 to 90 degree, what will happen? This sin theta will increase. Sin theta will increase, and at theta equals to 90 degree, this will become maximum. So maximum height will itself become maximum for given value of u. If we vary theta, we will get higher maximum height. For example, if you throw the ball at angle 30 degree with speed u, you will get like this height. Yes. Now if you throw the ball, this was at 30 degree, and now if you throw the ball at 60 degree, you will get more maximum height. So maximum height will go on increasing for a given value of u. Obviously आप दोनों में सेम u से फेंके, एक में छोटे एंगल पे फेंके तो कम हाइट पे जाएगा, बड़े एंगल पे फेंके तो ज्यादा हाइट पे जाएगा, प्रोवाइडेड आपने u दोनों को सेम दिया है. रेंज की बात अभी नहीं कर रहे हैं हम लोग. सो रेंज में क्या होगा वी डू नॉट नो राइट नाउ, बट अब ये बढ़ता जाएगा, देयर विल बी वन टाइम जब आप u एकदम 90 डिग्री पे फेंके, तो इस समय जो हाइट होगा वो मैक्सिमम होगा. रेंज डिक्रीज होकर 0 हो गया भाई. ठीक है, तो h अपना देखो, h खुद क्या है, h है मैक्सिमम हाइट. उस मैक्सिमम हाइट का डिपेंडेंस है थीटा के ऊपर, और वो मैक्सिमम हाइट थीटा के हिसाब से वेरी करता हुआ खुद भी मैक्सिमम बन गया है ना. सो h max is basically maximum value of maximum height. There is a difference. It was maximum height, any theta it is maximum height. जब u फिक्स कर दिया और थीटा वेरी किया, थीटा ने 90 कर दिया, तो वो मैक्सिमम हाइट खुद भी मैक्सिमम हो गया, वो है h max. So it is basically maximum value of maximum height, है ना. लिखते चलिएगा, इसको मिटाना है ना. So maximum value of maximum height is h max. और वो कैसे निकलेगा, तो हम लोग इसी में थीटा को 90 पुट कर देंगे. h max will come out to be u square upon 2g. देखिए आगे u square upon 2g, because sin 90 is 1, so 1 का स्क्वायर भी 1 होगा. So u square upon 2g is the maximum value of maximum height for a given u. ठीक है, तो अगर आप अपनी पूरी ताकत से फेंकते हैं तो कितने एंगल पे फेंकेंगे तो सबसे ऊंचा फेंक पाएंगे. जब आप 90 डिग्री एंगल पे फेंकेंगे तो सबसे ऊंचा फेंक पाएंगे. So this was the variation of height or maximum height with theta. Now let's come to variation of range with theta, है ना. तो वेरिएशन रेंज का कैसे थीटा के साथ होता है वो देखते हैं. यहां पे एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज आएगा r के साथ, स्पेशली ये r के साथ बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज आएगा. अब देखिए 2 थीटा है, तो साइन 2 इंटू अगर 90 माइनस थीटा हमने कर दिया तो क्या आ जाएगा, साइन मतलब थीटा की जगह, एक तो साइन 2 थीटा था ही इस एक्सप्रेशन में, साइन 2 थीटा है. अब थीटा की जगह हम क्या पुट कर रहे हैं, उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल, मतलब 90 माइनस थीटा पुट कर रहे हैं, तो क्या होगा, तो साइन इंटू साइन ऑफ 180 माइनस 2 थीटा होगा. और आपको पता है साइन 180 माइनस थीटा जो होता है साइन थीटा ही होता है. सो बेसिकली इट विल कम आउट टू बी साइन 2 थीटा ओनली. मतलब दोनों में सेम वैल्यूज आएंगे, दोनों में सेम वैल्यूज. थीटा पुट कर रहे हैं तब भी वही साइन 2 थीटा आया, और जब उस थीटा की जगह 90 माइनस थीटा पुट करें तब भी वही साइन 2 थीटा आया. तो इसका क्या मतलब है, बहुत बहुत शानदार एप्लीकेशन, बहुत शानदार एप्लीकेशन. इसका मतलब ये है कि फॉर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल्स रेंज विल बी सेम, फॉर complementary angles range will be same. I am repeating, for complementary angles of projection range will be same. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, अगर आपने अभी जैसे ड्रॉ किया था वैसा ही कुछ ड्रॉ करेंगे। अगर आपने किसी प्रोजेक्टाइल को 15 डिग्री पे फेंका तो ये ऐसा गया, ठीक। अगर उसी को आपने 75 डिग्री पे फेंका, क्या कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल्स है दोनों? बिल्कुल है। एक 15 डिग्री और उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री 75। तो 75 पे अगर आपने फेंका तो मैक्सिमम हाइट तो ज्यादा होगा ना भाई, एंगल के साथ मैक्सिमम हाइट बढ़ता है, बढ़ता है, एंगल बढ़ाते हैं मैक्सिमम हाइट बढ़ता है, तो इसका मैक्सिमम हाइट ज्यादा होगा, इसका मैक्सिमम हाइट कम होगा, लेकिन रेंज दोनों का सेम हो जाएगा। फॉर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल्स थीटा एंड 90 माइनस थीटा रेंज जो है वो सेम आता है। तो 15 75 30 60 45 45 इस तरह से रेंज सेम आता है। तो रेंज मैक्सिमम कहां होगा? तो रेंज बेसिकली मैक्सिमम होगा जब ये साइन टू थीटा 1 हो जाए, है ना। जब साइन टू थीटा 1 हो जाए तो रेंज मैक्सिमम होगा। तो आर मैक्स कहां पे लिखेंगे? आर मैक्स विल बी इक्वल टू यू स्क्वायर बाई जी। अब देखिए एच मैक्सिमम हुआ था जब थीटा 90 था, आर मैक्स किसी और एंगल पे हो रहा है। कहां हो रहा है? जब साइन टू थीटा 1 है, यानी टू थीटा 90 होना चाहिए, यानी थीटा कितना होना चाहिए? 45 डिग्री। थीटा कितना होना चाहिए? 45 डिग्री, है ना। सो एट 45 डिग्री यू विल हैव मैक्सिमम रेंज। कैसे निकलेगा, कैसे दिखाएंगे, उसको डिपिक्ट करते हैं, ध्यान से देखिएगा। हम लोग यहां पे ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, हमने 15 डिग्री पे फेंका, ऐसा गया। हमने 30 डिग्री पे फेंका, थोड़ा और दूर जाएगा, है ना, थोड़ा एंगल ज्यादा बड़ा हो गया। 30 डिग्री पे फेंका, ऐसा हुआ। 45 डिग्री पे फेंका और दूर गया। 60 डिग्री पे फेंका तो जो 30 डिग्री वाला एंगल था वहां पे आ गया। 75 डिग्री पे फेंका तो जो 15 डिग्री वाला था वहां पे आ गया। मैक्सिमम हाइट हर बार बढ़ रहा है, एंड यू कैन सी दैट मैक्सिमम रेंज वी ऑब्टेन व्हेन एंगल इज 45। सो दिस इज बेसिकली 15 डिग्री, है ना, ये दिखा रहे हैं, इसको ड्रॉ कर लीजिए। दिस इज 30 डिग्री, this is 45 degree, this is 60 degree and this is 75 degree। so अगर आप सेम U से फेंकते हैं तो आपको दिख रहा है जैसे जैसे एंगल आप बढ़ाइएगा मैक्सिमम हाइट विल गो ऑन इंक्रीजिंग बट रेंज विल बिकम शॉर्टर आफ्टर 45। so range first increases from 0 to 45 degree angle, range first increases and then after 45 range starts decreasing, range starts decreasing। Okay, so this was how range behaves. Range becomes maximum at 45 degree. So if you want to throw at a maximum distance, at which angle will you throw? You will throw at 45 degree। अगर आप 45 डिग्री पे फेंकते हैं तो आप मैक्सिमम हॉरिजॉन्टल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं, और अगर आपको मैक्सिमम वर्टिकल डिस्टेंस फेंकना है तो आपको 90 डिग्री पे फेंकना होगा। ठीक है, so this is what we studied in H, R, and now coming to T. T basically simply depends on sin theta. So it will follow the same trend as maximum height. So it will go on increasing with angle. So it will become maximum when theta is 90 degree and it will become equal to 2u by g. So I hope this much is clear to everyone how H, R and T varies with theta. Rest of the things we will see in the next class.